Hello, chat. I hope everybody is ready for a return stream. It's been a while. It has been a while, hasn't it, chat? It has been a little bit. It's been a minute. Because I was indisposed. I was, encumbered. At Dallas. Unfortunately. I'm finally back. I'm finally out of dogshit Dallas. Finally back home. In my cozy man cave. In my little den. In my cozy little office where I have a pirate flag for whatever reason. The red skeleton, everybody that sees it is like, is that from a game or are you just like really into pirates? And I have to tell them like, yes, but no, but yes, like not the IRL ones. How is everybody? Hello chat. Hello Ravens, Chungus, Jake, Error, hello, Plugak. Always have to pick between a Kaya stream or a Who's Right stream. Fuck them. Watch me. Hello, not much. Cowboy Joshua, hello. Hold on. Sorry, my fan was right in my eyeballs. That was gonna make me really teary-eyed. The Wiz, holy cannoli, hi, Juan. I caught you playing Elden Ring. Fuck, see, I need to get back to Elden Ring, I completely forgot. This is how it happens. I started the DLC, I did the first Legacy Dungeon, I forget what it's called, but I did the very first area. And then I completely forgot about the game. Because, travel came up. I took 1 day break and I just completely, my mind goes blank. I entirely forgot I was playing Elden Ring. I need to get back to that. Arcadic, hello. I was literally just watching the 500 episode of the OP. The one episode I've missed is, of course, the big one. Cowboy says... Joshua says, I failed my first police entrance test. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I do hear they can be difficult, though, so... I also know people in my family who failed it a couple of times. But, keep at it. I want first dibs on your body cam, Joshua. I'm calling dibs before any other YouTubers. Mr. Honi Coloni. I thought the baby killed you. No. She tries some nights. She tries to keep me up until I have an aneurysm, but, That airport is gigantic. We drove. What's up, Vlogger or San? From the vlog group of the official pod. Yeah. I have to camp out at work sometimes and you make it much more bearable. Did you enjoy dealing with Dallas drivers? Life. I did not enjoy dealing with Dallas fucking anything, okay? Dallas is by far downtown, at least. We spent most of it downtown. Downtown Dallas is by far the worst fucking place I've ever been in America. So far. It gets a solid 0 out of 10. There is no redeeming qualities. At all. Let me tell Twitch chat hi, and then maybe you guys can get a Dallas review out of me, which, spoiler alert, I think we need to liquidate the homeless. Sorry, my bad. I didn't mean to be super edgy right out the gate. I think we need to liquidate the unhoused. Hello, Rainbow Graph. Used Atomic, hi, Chungus Bungus. Yennefer, hello! QTC Pepper, hello. How did you guys fuck up episode 500? You mean the audio? Yeah, I mean, the funny part about that is, Jackson has a school shooter backpack. I think we talked about it on the show, I don't remember. I was really fucking tired at that point. He has like a school shooter backpack, like this all-black backpack that he carries everywhere, suspiciously, for some reason. Like, we just went to the zoo, just like as a, like, family activity. It wasn't for anything. We weren't filming a bit or anything. It was literally just me, him, Andrew, my wife, and the baby. We just decided, let's go out and, just let's look at monkeys or whatever. Packs his backpack. And we're asking him, are you gonna be filming? He goes, no. And why are you carrying it? I carry it everywhere. So that makes me go, huh. Okay, if you say so. And then every single time, he's like, every once in a while when he does whip out, like, he has like a little GoPro type. It's not a GoPro, but I don't know what the brand is called, but it's a very mobile, some sort of a gimbal mini camera for vloggers. He gets on his fucking knees on the ground, and he's like fussing with something. It just looks like he's, clacking he's putting the little feet on it, and he's putting the little battery pack on it, and then he puts the camera on it. But it looks like, Loki, he's reloading something that he's shuffling out of a backpack, and I'm like, dude, you're gonna get shot if you keep that up. This is America. People are on their toes about that sort of stuff. They don't like a boy kneeling over a black backpack looking like he's assembling something. So yeah, anyway, he has like 4 sets of cameras and mics in there. I don't know how he fucked it up. I asked, do you want me to bring mine? Because I have field recorders. I have really nice microphones and all that shit. Do you want me to bring mine? And he goes, no, we have lav mics. We have this and we have that. Like, we have plenty of equipments. We go, okay. So, blame him. All right. Hello, Donnie Dinky Chance. Hello. Rob Andromeda. Kyle, it was cool meeting you at the Dallas show, but I agree. Fuck that city.
Hello,
that was you? Hello. Yeah, I remember you. Sorry I tried to low-key fuck with you by going, what is the official podcast? I had fun. That was a great show, though. Kyle's busy being a dad. BJ, hello. Slushy Coon. Did I get any sleep this time? I'm getting better at it. I'm getting a little better at managing it. My wife and I have decided that I need to get better at asking for help, basically. So, because I do that thing where I don't want to be a burden, because my wife has a regular 9 to 5, so my thinking is, okay, she needs her sleep. And my mother-in-law, she can come over. She's off on Mondays. But I still feel guilty, like, it almost feels whiny, like, hey, can you come over and just, like, watch the baby and chill in the living room? Even though she loves the baby and she just she wants me to ask.
Hella
My wife wants me to ask, but I just feel guilty sometimes, and that's something I need to get over. Some days, daddy needs to be a little selfish and say, look, I gotta sleep. One of you take it. And so far, so I've been trying that. Been working. It's been a bit better. Time to grab a drink and settle in, says Pepper. I have myself my white girl drink. I have a White Claw Blood Orange, which is very yummy. Thank you, MK9 Assassin. Chungus has been playing God of War Ragnarok, and goddamn does that game drag on. I believe you. EDP documentary. So, okay, BJ, I'm gonna probably take some clips for the EDP documentary for the official podcast on Thursday, which we're recording that. All right, oh my god, so many chats. I need to keep up here. Hold on. Okay, used Atomic Bomb. Gave 5 tier 1 gift subs. Thank you, Atomic. I had to actually scroll down. There's so much chat. To Sharkbane, Hosey MG, Greasiest Gamer, Crafty ESA, Nightwing. I've never heard of any of you guys, but say thank you. Is that like new people in the chat today? All right. What topics are there that happened in the last 2 weeks, says Plugak. I got some stuff for you guys. I got some flock slop. That's what I call it now. I got some true crime slop. There's a woman who strangled all 3 of her children, and would you believe it, women on TikTok are on her side. What else did I have? Let me see. I have to check my notes. I have some miscellaneous. Just some miscellaneous yapping for you guys. Shut the Builders out of prison for some fucking reason. Void Slop arc for you, Kaya? Yeah. I mean, that's what true crime is basically, right? No kick? What do you mean, no kick? Am I not live on Kick? Ooh. Failed to connect to stream. Hold on a minute. Creator dashboard. How do I view just my channel? View channel. No? Okay. I'm not banned. Doesn't look like. So why did it not start? Okay, well, that's not a big loss. I guess I'm gonna have to look into that. Eventually. Sorry, Kick. Sorry to all 3 of you. I know, Pepper. I need to get back to you. Just been traveling. Isn't it weird how Gideon pushed that girl to continue interacting with EDP? I mean, yeah, she could have... Okay, I need to save this until the, until I did start pulling clips from the documentary. I have some... Uh-oh. Please don't look at how I talk to AI. Alright, chat, what do you guys want to start out with? Some miscellanea, some privacy topics, some AI steganography... So very random. Ooh, 100% something goal. Hype goal.
Hell
Thanks to
yes!
Atomic, thank you. And Gelatinous Maru, hello. You're not on Kick today. Because you can't be, because I couldn't start the stream on Kick for some reason.
Hella yes!
Wait, you have a baby? What the fuck? Since when says Big Lloyd? Roughly 3 months. She is now. I can't donate for some reason. Yeah, you know why? Because my monetization has been disabled. Yay. Because I've not been verifying my address with YouTube, so they disabled my monetization, which I need to get back to. You could earn maybe just gift subs on Twitch. You know, Twitch still works. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I have an actual, like, tips page. Let me see. I should. Also, it's hot as fuck in my room, so if I'm sweating, please forgive me. I'm definitely sweating. I know I'm sweating. Where's my actual tip link? I use Streamlabs. I don't remember the last time I've shilled my tip link, though. Is this it? The Chinese told them enough and is enough. Maybe. Yeah, look at this. I do have a tip page. Streamlabs.com/kayaorsan.com/tip. Here, I'll just put it in chat, just in case, you know. Just being a shill. I realize I need to let go of some of my honor because as of late I've been getting a couple of bad news here. So now I'm gonna have some monthly expensive until I can figure out what to do with my cats in Turkey. I'm gonna have to put them up in some sort of a cat hotel because my mom can no longer take care of them because she's basically demented and broke her hip and she's 80 and she's dying now. But thankfully I have a friend in Turkey who runs multiple like cat rescues and cat hotel stuffs. So she's promised me to be on top of it and take care of them. It's just gonna be expensive. There's that. There's diapers. I might genuinely bite the bullet and look into some research about how to anonymously do a wish list and load it up with nothing but diapers. I'm gonna be the diaper guy, which is not like that. Just, you know, I might prefer diaper donations on instead of tips. Yeah, but anyway. I'm thinking about doing a stream goal or something of some sort, just for the sake of meeting the monthly rent price, I guess, for my 2 cats. Which the issue is with those 2 cats, I cannot give them away. Okay, I can't. I cannot trust anybody. My friend already has too many animals; she can't take them. But I can't just trust anybody. I can't just have them randomly given away to somebody else. They cannot be separated. I fucking love them at this point. But they're also like 11 years old, 11 or 12. And if I were to transport them to America, that's extremely stressful. Which on top of that, they need... Apparently I think they need the rabies vaccine, which for elderly cats... which they are now, which depresses me. For elderly cats, that can be a little dangerous. That on top of travel is, I don't know. I don't want to kill them, but so that's my stress right now. I know, Joshua. I know they aren't on. That's why I just put the link to the Streamlabs tipping page. Chance, thank you for subbing. He says, hooray. I assume that wasn't about my mom. How old are they? My cat is 15 and got his rabies vaccine fine. Yeah, I mean, I hope they will tolerate it just fine, because if not, then I don't know. I'm gonna be crashing out. But for once in my life, I want to keep a positive attitude about this stuff, so. It's hot as balls, Kaya. I know. That's the other thing about Dallas. It is so fucking awful. It is so awfully hot. It is deranging hot. I am a person with very high impulse control when it comes to like physical, and I was like, okay, I get it. I can see why all of these fented up zombies, these fucking freaks, these monsters, these sub people on the streets, janked up on drugs, I can see why they're all just far gone. Because I can't even walk to the corner store without wanting to kill myself. This place is awful. Dallas is genuinely awful. Worst place I've ever been. So many fenta zombies. And we stayed at a hotel. I don't know if Jackson would want me to mention which hotel exactly, but it is smack dab in the middle of downtown Dallas, which there are like literally dozens and dozens of hotels on every street. And the freakiest thing is, like, I've been to California, and in California you also see the homeless strewn around everywhere, basically. Thank you. Ratgak tipped for the $10. Testing, he says. Testing to you. Anyway, so in California, I also saw a lot of homeless people. Not as many as I did in Dallas. And the freakiest, weirdest fucking thing about Dallas is that all of the city dwellers, they're just fine with it. They're seemingly okay with it. They're just like so... Like... There is somebody fence folding, right? There are multiple people. This is a game that we all played now. Like me, my wife, Andrew, Jackson, and Jordan, Friendly Jordies. We were like, hey, look at that one. Oh, look at that one. Look. There's the one that's digging in his ass. I don't know why they dig in their assholes. We have seen multiple fent monsters, genuinely, like, standing up, like, swaying from side to side, just like swaying from side to side, with their hands down their assholes, digging. Just digging and never getting done. My hypothesis is that they keep the drugs up their assholes in like a condom or something. And so when they're like slowly starting to, sober up again, they're just digging for drugs. And then once in a while, maybe the condom bursts and all of the fucking fentanyl and the 8-ball just goes up into their system and they fucking overdose. I don't know. There's the ass diggers, there's the fent fold, and then there's the type of zombie who's like slow. He's slow, but just as intimidating and creepy. Now keep in mind, this was my mistake, okay? So here's what my thinking was. Jackson invites us. Andrew says, okay, I can come for a day. I tell my wife, okay, I might go. My wife says, okay, I'll take a Thursday off to watch the kid. And I say, you know what? And this is on me. This is my fucking fault. On me. My fault. I say, you know what? Why don't you also take Friday off and let's make a weekend of it and you guys come with me. We go as a family and I can finally introduce you guys to Jackson and Andrew. Because, with Jackson and Andrew, I'm very, very private. But as of late, we've been trying to reconnect more, be more like, okay, let's talk behind the scenes more, man. Let's play video games and shit, right? I've told you guys about this before. We just want to be a little closer. I thought that's better for the morale of the show. Fans notice that sort of stuff. Okay, you know what? Let me introduce them to my family. Let me take my family to the Dallas Zoo. My wife and I, we love going to the zoo. This would be the very first zoo experience that I ever got to go to with a daughter, which I was excited for. Not that she's really old enough to really understand what she's looking at, and she frankly just slept through almost all of it, but yeah, still, I felt fun about it. I wanted to take her to the zoo, to the aquarium, so I take her and the baby, we go all as a family trip to Dallas. Huge fucking mistake. Downtown Dallas is not a family area. It is not a family area. You literally, we have a stroller and we have a carrier, the sort of front backpack for the baby, basically, where you can carry her. neither one is really optimal, because even if you go nothing, like just walking around the block is a hazard. So many fucking zombies. Genuine zombies who will, they're just like passed out on the park bench. There's some fucker passed out on the street, literally on the pavement, just passed the fuck out. There's somebody doing a fence fold. There's somebody else digging in their asshole. And then there's always, there's the slow one. And by the slow one, I mean, it'll be just like this, one of them was this just big black guy, naked except the jeans overall. Completely naked. Like, I don't know if he had shoes. I don't think he had shoes or a shirt or anything. I don't want to imagine the rest. But he had on a really dirty, just like dilapidated jean overalls. And he was just like... and he's staring at us. And as you guys know, if you have any experience ever with any city in America, you cannot make eye contact, but you still have to... You have to, like, watch them. You have to watch them from your peripheral vision. You have to, like, maybe every once in a while you can, like, glance like this, like, just to like verify where their feet are. But you can't look directly at them, because we all know if you make eye contact, it's gonna go. You're gonna aggro them. They're gonna get leashed. You're gonna just like immediately draw his fucking attention. All of his problems are all of a sudden gonna be your fucking problems. All of a sudden he's going to wake up from that fucking fentanyl haze or whatever the fuck they're on, whatever Chinese hyperchemical that they're on. They're going to suddenly rouse and go and attack you. And so we're like walking, and my wife, of course, she's like cortisol spiking. She's scared, and me and the boy, like, we've walked just me and her, and me and the boys and her. And when it's just me and her, I'm basically like bobbing and weaving. Like, we're switching sides. Like, okay, come to my left now. Okay, come to my right. Don't make eye contact. Come to my left. When it's us and the boys, like, someone at the front, someone at the side, someone at her other side, someone behind us. We're like, literally, it's like a 3-man escort for my wife and the stroller. And the entire time, I'm like, as we're walking... And by the way, Jackson, for whatever reason, I don't know how Jackson manages this. His phone has some sort of a feature on his Google where it takes the scenic ghetto route. So he's trying to take us places, and for however he fucking manages it, he always took us through the dirtiest, grimiest fucking section of the city. So we're walking through like the bus station. So public transit area of downtown Dallas. Wonderful. Thank you, Jackson, again for that one, by the way. Fucking idiot. He takes us through there, the grimiest trash people, the grimiest shit people just strewn around. Again, people just like swaying as they're walking towards us, like stink lines literally coming off of them. Stink lines, trashy torn clothing that's like half brown. Where like, did he wipe his ass with that? What the fuck did he do? I don't understand it. I don't understand how you can get that fucking dirty. Does it never rain in Dallas? Does like a fire hydrant never explode like in the cartoons? How do you never accidentally encounter water? But no, they're so stinky and high, so fucking high. And I'm walking like on high alert. All of the men here know, whenever you've taken a woman out with you, right? You know this feeling. When you're out in the city with your woman, in other countries too, not just in America, when you're out with your woman, usually the woman is just like a bumbling, you know, head in the clouds, just like la 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 beautiful, with like her fucking phone in her hand, and you behind her, like watching like a hawk. Situational awareness. What the fuck is that guy doing? What is he doing? Okay, that guy has a family. He's safe. Who's that? What is he doing? Where is he going? Okay, he's getting in the car. Okay, safe. Like, you're just watching, making sure, just like scanning everything behind you. Every man knows that feeling where you're the only one in the family with situational awareness, trying to keep the rest of your family safe. Okay, you have to be the one where you're like, hey, come closer to me. Stay away from that guy. He's fucking weird. Not this time. My wife was being hyper vigilant, because even through her like female her mama bear instinct kicked in. Like, not to be a little cringe, but she realized, oh, this is serious. There's like danger. We're surrounded by fucking monsters. These people are like more drugged than they're human at this point. And me, I'm like walking, I have like my thumb under my shirt a little bit. I have my hand, I'm switching my hands between like my holster and my pepper spray. Just like back and forth. Because of course, you know, you can't just like, I'm strapped, Dallas, Texas is a constitutional carry state, but you can't just shoot somebody just because they're approaching you slowly, right? But I have to constantly, like, okay, is this guy about to, like, I don't fucking know. These people are fucking freaks. I don't know if they're, like, there was this one guy, the guy with the overalls, he would, like, stare at my wife and then the baby. As we were, like, strolling with the stroller, as we were strolling past him, he's, like, he locked eyes with my baby and was staring at the baby. And that's when I put my hand for, like, okay, pepper spray isn't gonna do it. I'm putting my hand on my fucking gun. I'm not taking chances because I don't know if this motherfucker is about to, like, grab my baby and, like, body slam it into the concrete or something because the baby looks white or something. You never know with these fucking freaks. And I'm so over it, man. I'm so over it. When I was like 14 years old or whatever, I went through that phase too, where I'm like, oh, yeah, man, you know, the industrial prison system in the U.S. is so fucked up, dude. It's like crazy that people can be kept in cages for profit, man. Now I'm like, you know what? You know fucking what? I mean this sincerely. The people that ran bum fights, they were the good guys. What the fuck else are they good for, if not our entertainment? What else are they good for? Such a hazard. It's no different than if we all have to live with fucking tigers on the street. Like, why do we have to put up with this? And then the most upsetting thing is that city dwellers, they will look at you like, what, are you scared of a little culture? What, are you scared of like a little confrontation? Yes, I have a family, you fucking freak. Yes, actually, I am scared of that. I have things to lose. You might not. Every single time, like a news article comes out, like that girl who got stabbed on the bus, that Irina Zaritska girl. And liberals are like, oh, what? Look at conservatives. They're scared of the big city. Fucking cringe, a bunch of pussies. Okay, dude, look, here's the thing. You are worthless slime. If you get stabbed, no one's going to miss you. You have nothing. Redditors clutch their limited edition Funko Pops. Yeah, look, you have nothing to lose. I get it. For you, that's easy to say. You're a bachelor with no family member. Like, your family members might feel a mild wave of relief at the news that, well, maybe this year at Thanksgiving, we don't have to listen to Blake bring up fucking Hassan and AOC at dinner for no reason. You have nothing to lose. I do. I have a family now. And when you have a family, I'll tell you, I thought I was radical before. I was already like, okay, you know what? The homelessness problem, throwing money at it clearly doesn't work. Like, you could give these people $1 million each and it would just kill them. It would end up in drugs and they would be dead within a day. That's clearly not working because all of our taxes are already going disproportionately to fuck the homeless. That's clearly not a solution. The solution might be to, you know, forcibly, as bad as it sounds, forcibly, and thank you for the sub, Fat Bryce. He likes my rant, my psychotic rant, my anger rant. Look, we need to get these people off the streets, okay? We need to arrest them. We need to arrest them, strap them to a literal gurney, literally strap them to it. They're not gonna like it, but we need to forcibly flush the drugs out of their system. We need to non-fatally detox them, and then you get one strike, you get one fucking chance. We're gonna assign a job to you. And you have to stay sober, and you have to commit no crime, and you have to do the job, or else you're out. Or else we put you in prison, where you are gonna be happier. They would be happier in prison. They would be sober. They might still be depressed or whatever the fuck, but at least you might be sober. At least we can make you print license plates or something. We can give you a library. I don't fucking know, but you will be off the streets. That's what I used to think, up until even like 2 years ago. I thought that was a compassionate thing. I don't think it is compassionate to let people rot on the streets and overdose. I don't think that is compassionate. That doesn't make you kind to just say, just let them. Actually, give them needles. Give them needles and a spot to do drugs safely. I can't use their Streamlabs, by the way. How come? Does it give you an error or something? One guy did it. Ratgek tipped. I don't know why I struggle with that username. Anyway, that's how I used to think. There was still a little bit of compassion in my thought. I thought, okay, you know what? These people, they need to be helped, but they need a firm hand, right? Like all of this coddling, all of this, you poor little thing, here's a clean needle for you to overdose on. It's on us. It's on the city. It's on the taxpayer. We're going to waste money on you. We're going to establish 10 fucking NGOs that each have like 50 employees that each get paid $200,000, and we're going to feel good about ourselves without actually helping you. On the way out of Dallas, my wife and I, as we're driving out of there, we see a billboard. I'm not shitting you. It's a giant billboard that says fentanyl kills. Now just think about how much fucking money the city must have wasted on that. How much money the city must have wasted on, like, okay, the graphic design, and then a bunch of women, a bunch of middle-aged ladies at some NGO, at some fucking government-funded NGO had to sit in a room and go like, we need to send a message. Yeah, we need to send a message, Jessica. I agree, Lashwanda. We need to send a message. What should the message be? The message is that fentanyl kills, and we have had enough. You're really earning that $300,000 grant that the city just gave us. Dude, fentanyl monsters cannot read. The billboard isn't doing anyone any good. Okay? That's not helping anybody. No, these people, every single time when you hear about a place like, that has the Olympics, like Russia is having the Olympics, or was it Qatar? Some place had the Olympics and they were like, okay, we're banning homelessness for the duration of the Olympics. And everybody was like, oh, how cruel. You're going to ban homelessness? That's like banning poverty. No, banning the homelessness literally just means you have to ban these people from loitering. Banning loitering is actually a good thing. This is another one of those things that you hear about when you're 14 years old and you think, oh, that's so unfair. That must be, I bet that's rooted in racism. And then you stop to think about it and you think, no, actually, that makes sense. Like, no, you should not be able to just loiter and intimidate families. A woman should not be scared to walk down a road at like 2 p.m. on a Saturday on her way to the aquarium. No, that actually makes sense. You should not be allowed to just loiter and stare at people with your fentanyl stare. Drooling. While looking like you just came out of a fucking mud hole. No, you should be banned from doing that, actually. If you're loitering, if you are determined to be, like, publicly just fucking high out of your mind doing the fent folder, it's like groaning at people, staring at their babies like you're about to just do something to the baby. Yeah, you know what? Cops should pick you up and throw you in a jail. That should be illegal. You should be banned from being that homeless. And that high. I'm done. I'm completely radicalized on this, you guys. Zero compassion. I'm done. I want compassion for the good people. I want compassion for my family. I want compassion for women and children. Which is the other side of the coin, by the way, which upsets me. Whenever this discussion comes up, people will look at people like me ranting like this, and they think they try to make people like me feel like I'm the bad guy. Even though my argument is, get them off the drugs. Forcefully give them a better life. They clearly don't know what's best for them because they think fentanyl is what's best for them. Stop that. Stop both things. Make society safer for women and children, for everyone. But they think they're the better people because they are willing to tolerate this. Because most of the people willing to tolerate this, they don't have to put up with this, of course, right? If you ask AOC or whatever, who's in the news, just at the top of my mind, whatever, pick your favorite left-wing streamer. Vaush, who's my favorite left-wing streamer, my little hamster Vaush with his little hamster suit and his hamster tie. If you ask Vaush, he would tell you, yeah, I mean, whatever, maybe Irina Zaritska was just a worthy sacrifice. See, Penultima knows what he's talking about. Compassion for the criminal is cruelty for the victims. Exactly. Or the another variation of that is mercy to the wicked is cruelty to the innocent. That's good that you're... It's like the boomer slop where they let off their daughter's rapist, right? And they're like, oh, I forgive you, I forgive you. Okay, I'm glad that you forgive your daughter's rapist, which... I don't know where in the Bible that says that's a good thing, but okay, whatever. But I still want him in prison. Okay? I'm sorry you don't give a fuck about your daughter, I guess, but I do. I care about my daughter and my wife. And you letting that guy off with a lighter sentence puts my family at risk. Have some empathy for them. Does Jesus not care? Does Jesus not tell you to care about women and children? Other people's women and children? What about them? What about normal people? That's what upsets me now, and that's what I've come to realize. It's like, okay, man, like, all of this empathy talk, all of this, like, we have to have compassion for our fellow man and the homeless and, you know, the downtrodden. Okay, man, what about a woman who just wants to go to the CVS, literally, like, not even a quarter of a mile from our hotel room, and I have to tell her, you can't. You can't, not without an armed escort. Sorry, sugar tits, it's not happening. It's not, you can't. That freedom is taken from me. We lose that freedom. I cannot comfortably walk down the street without a serious risk that somebody's going to attack us. Cortisol spiking my wife, my family. Like, why? And then the argument is, what did you expect? It's downtown Dallas. It's just a shithole. It's an American city. I don't know, man. Honestly, I do expect that in such a historic town as Dallas, Texas, a family, a man, a wife, and their children should be allowed to just walk in the middle of the day. What audacity! I know. What audacity. It's ridiculous. We don't have to live like this. Genuinely. And the most fucked up part is, downtown Dallas, where we were staying, there was a police station. The police station was surrounded by pass-the-fuck-out fence monsters. Not even 20 yards from the police station is multiple people passed out. There was a cop car that we all pointed and laughed at because there was a cop car with multiple hobos who were sitting on top of it and leaned up against it. Just like with their garbage bags of whatever the fuck they carry around. I don't even know. Probably dead children and more drugs. Which is a power move. They're openly saying, yeah, I mean, the cops don't do anything about it. They're not allowed to. They're genuinely not allowed to. Because we did see a lot of police officers patrolling. That's the fucked up part. We did see a lot of police officers patrolling the place. They're just not doing anything. It's like, hey, officer, like behind you. If you turn around, right behind you, they're not even 20 yards. Like there's multiple people passed out. Like, pick them up. I don't know. Throw them in the back of a cruiser. Like what are we doing right now? What is this? Where is American law? What has happened? And that genuinely, like, this weekend got me fucking radicalized. I'm sorry, I got radicalized. I don't care anymore. All of this talk about, well, what is your solution then? You just want them to all go to prison? How are we going to help them? Not my problem, dude. I don't care anymore. You know what? I don't even care about thinking about solutions. Even whatever the thing that I just said about forcefully detoxing them and trying to, like, forcefully handing them a better life, forcefully reconnecting them with their friends and family, I don't even care about that anymore. What are they supposed to do? I don't care. Why is that my problem? Why is that my problem? Why do I have to think about this while I'm just going to the Dallas Aquarium with my friends and family? Why is that on us? Why is it on me to fix his life? This freak who alienated everyone in his life. You know how bad of a person you have to be to end up homeless? This is the cause and effect relationship that Redditors and other soy boys and liberals always get wrong, by the way. They genuinely think that, like, poverty causes crime. It's poverty that causes them to end up like this. Yada yada. No. They are homeless. Don't misunderstand me. They are homeless. Of course, there's exceptions, but 90% of them, they are homeless and on the street, and they're doing fentanyl on the street, and they're homeless because they are bad people. All of this talk about how everybody's just one paycheck, one lost job, one missed rent payment away from homelessness, that's not true. At all. Can you imagine, like, what situation would you have to find yourself in life to never be able to even find a couch to sleep on? How many relationships do you have to torch? How many bridges do you have to burn? How many family members and friends and loved ones in general do you have to alienate for you to end up not having anyone? That is obviously not the case. No, what happens is that these people choose drugs over everything else. Talk to people who have junkies in their family. Talk to people who have the homeless in their family. For all of those people strewn in the streets, high out of their minds, drooling, just like, while staring at people's wives and children. For all of those guys, there's like an auntie. There's like a mom. There's a brother, there's a sister, there's a daughter, there's a son, there's a cousin, there's someone in their life. You're like, dude, we tried. I promise you, we tried helping him. We tried helping him. I tried getting him a job at my company. We tried getting him a job at my brother-in-law's firm. You know, we tried giving him a room at our house, but he kept bringing drugs into the house. He kept getting high. But we have a 4-year-old, and I told him, dude, you can't keep getting drunk and high at our house. And he would start fist fights with us, and we had to toss him out. Ask his brother, same story. Yeah, man, like we tried helping him. We tried helping him, but he would just like, I got him a job interview and he wouldn't show up. So we went home to see where the fuck he is. Why did you not show up to the job interview I got you? And he would be on the couch fucking high. All of those people. And don't be pedantic. I know all doesn't mean all. But most of those people, almost all of them, colloquially all of them, have chosen drugs over their daughters, their mothers, their fathers, their cousins. And now the rest of us have to put up with them. This sounds super specific, Kaya. Sorry I've been buffaloing my way through a goddamn rant, but this has been on the top of my mind. I'm genuinely fucking upset. It sounds super specific because this is the usual story. I used to watch it. There used to be a show about interventions. Families doing interventions. Genuinely, like an entire family. Imagine that, an entire family. A guy who would not stop drinking or would not stop getting high or whatever, doing drugs. And 8 people that love him, would sit him down and say, this is it, Jake. You can't keep doing this. We love you, but you can't keep doing this. You're not just wrecking your life, you're wrecking our lives. And he would say, okay, whatever, yeah, I'll try, I'm so sorry. And then 2 days later, he would end up fucking high, drunk out of his mind, fucking screaming at the children of the family or whatever. At which point, like, his cousin or whoever's house he's staying at would say, okay, you gotta fucking go. And that's how you become quote-unquote unhoused. Armo Stellian says, I went to my daughter's kindergarten orientation and they lauded their new school security system, which does a mandatory background check on parents, and I thought of you. Yeah, fair enough. Honestly, sounds like a ritzy school if you guys are doing background checks. But yeah, honestly, kind of important, right? Hey, if we're gonna take on your child, we have to know if, I don't know, one of the parents is a sex offender. Like if you're gonna be around all the other parents' children, let alone your own. Or a felon, otherwise. Shen says, that's like my old convicted sex offender tenant that attacked me and is now homeless. He blames everyone else for the situation. No. I understand. Look, again. It falls into 2 categories, right? Both of which I can solve. Category 1, there are in fact people who end up addicted to drugs where you can cut them some slack because of... Okay, maybe they had, I don't know, back surgery, and then doctors prescribed them opiates. And then they went down that rabbit hole. Okay, I understand. From what I've read, that can, in fact, happen to many, many people, where they had a legitimate reason to use a drug, and then, you know, over the course of a month, their brain gets rewired to where they need benzos. And other painkillers and Vicodin. Okay. And it just spirals their life. Okay, that falls into category 1, where, all right, I have a solution for that. Take that person, forcibly detox them, and then forcibly assign them a function. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's something as menial as, here's a sponge or a pressure cleaner, clean the fucking graffiti off this wall, off this hotel wall. If you can't do that, you're going to prison permanently, buddy. Sorry. Like, this is what's best for you. You can go to prison and you can go read in the library and you can break rocks and print license plates or whatever. That is a better answer than you overdosing on prescription opioids. And hopefully maybe some of them could potentially be rehabilitated and reunited with their family. Like, hey, sorry I went through that stint where I was just terminally addicted to Vicodin and I stole Ma's car and I sold it so I could buy more opiates. Sorry, Ma. And then there's category 2, though, who just, through a series of bad choices, through no fault of anybody else, they ended up on drugs, and they end up just low impulse control. They don't care about anyone or anything. They don't care about who they victimize. They end up on the fucking streets doing fentanyl at like 3 p.m. on a Friday, scaring everybody, creeping everybody out, just like being a zombie. And for those people, my solution is The Lawgiver 2, which is Judge Dredd's trusty sidearm. Okay? Police needs to have the authority to judge somebody and adjudicate them on the spot and then blow their fucking brains out. Sorry, you don't get to do this. You don't get to do this. There's families here who are trying to get to the zoo to see the manatees. Okay, so Lawgiver 2, incendiary round. Done. You incinerate a skeleton. I'm done. I'm done. I don't care anymore. I'm done. You gotta go. You gotta go. Like the rest of us matter too. Empathy, compassion, help the needy, help the downtrodden. I get it, but all the rest of us normal people who decided not to waste our fucking lives on drugs and not to victimize everybody else around us, we get to just, like, use the sidewalk too, man. Fuck you. Man, that felt good to get off my chest. I've just been yapping about this for the past few days, man. Like, I try not to be too overbearing and do the same fucking rant at my wife over and over. Plus, you don't want to, like, because it's a bummer topic. She was there. She's the one that experienced the cortisol spike. But dude, as the man, as the husband, it is so especially aggravating. It is so fucking aggravating. And nobody gets it. Nobody except, like, us normal people gets it. And by us normal people, I don't mean, like, us right-wing chuds or whatever. Just, like, normal, everyday folks. Like, nobody gets it, man. Like, whether you want to call it conservatives or just, like, center people, like, people who are not left-wing explicitly, people are just normies. Normies kind of get it if you have a family. And then us, like, I'm just just leave me alone, man. Okay, whatever. You want to do drugs? Fine. Let's do them at home. Fuck, do your fentfold at home. Can you do that? But no, you can't because they're fucking homeless. Because everybody you knew in your life has kicked you out because you've wronged them somehow. You've stolen, raped, and murdered your way into a life where nobody wants to open their door to you. And now you're at a park. A beautiful park. Like Dallas is technically, like from a technical standpoint, Dallas is kind of pretty. They have really pretty little parks that are obviously meant for families to, like, just be jolly in it. Hey, let's go here and say, oh, look at this, like a fountain, water fountain for little children to jump in, like with their golden retrievers and play. And oh, what a cute statue! Look, there's park benches for people to have picnics. At some point, Chet, wrap your mind around this. At some point, the Dallas, like the city, thought, oh, people can have a cute picnic in this park. A cute picnic in this park suddenly turns into a random retard gang of, like, janked up retards with their pants around their ankles. They're just going to loiter on this bench, on this picnic table. 13 of them. And as you're walking by, they all stare you down. Like, all 13 of them, they stare at you. As you're, like, mentally counting, wait, okay, well, I have 5 bullets in my revolver. And I have pepper spray. That, like, it's a fresh can, so I don't know. On a good day, it'll spray for 13 seconds. I don't fucking know. Like, I don't know how many of these people I could disperse. If they decide to have, like, a teen takeover of me and my family. It's genuine. It is fucking insane that we have to live like this. It's insane that everybody's just, like, shrugging. I guess maybe it's as a foreigner that is insane to me. Maybe as a foreigner, that is insane to me that Americans are just like, yeah, that's American cities, man, crazy, huh? Asshole! You're okay with this? It is. I don't know who's worse. I don't know who's worse. The guy doing a fence fold, or the American city dwellers who are just like going about their merry day in the park, like la 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 la, as if there isn't somebody overdosing 5 feet from them. Does this not bother you? How are you not upset right now? Are you? Am I? I don't get it. I don't get it. No. I'm sorry. I don't understand how people tolerate this. I don't get it. I'm more of a Bukele man, okay? I'm more of an El Salvador man. I'm more of a, you get a chance. Do you want to clean fucking graffiti off these walls or break rocks or whatever? Do you want to paint park benches? Yes or no? Right now. Right now. Are you okay with getting off fentanyl and painting park benches? Yes or no? No? Okay. Click, click, lawgiver 2. Explosive round. That's it. It's fucking insane. Anyway, never again. I'm never going to a fucking American city in my life again. Fuck this. Jennifer says, I had drug problems in my teenage years. When people finally had enough and told me how they felt and how it affected them, I felt more shameful than I ever have before or since, and immediately quit everything. To get to the point where you have no one and nothing is 100% that person's fault, yes. They've been choosing drugs or whatever and couldn't care for anyone but themselves. The people who get to that point deserve no sympathy. They 100% have multiple chances. Again, all of those people, they do in fact have loved ones who mourn them. They do all of them. Almost all of them have loved ones, some distant relative, who are like, why, I wish we could have helped them. But, okay, sorry, but like I have to prioritize my own family. I can't have you getting, have you doing like meth in my living room where my children play. You have to go. It's just like, you guys remember that hot diggity demon guy who, I think last time I streamed, we talked about him, who wanted to kill himself, and he was talking about, yeah, man, I have no option left. I have 0 options left. My only option would be to go move in back with my parents who love me, but I have no options left. And everybody yelled at him online in the comments saying, you just said you have parents who love you. Go move in with them. Like, you don't actually have to end up homeless. You have parents. But no, that's how these people think. Joshua brings up the slippery slope because then police could make normal people do that. I get that, but like, I am afraid that's a bridge we have to cross when we get to it. It's like, that is better of a dystopian option than this current dystopia. I'd prefer having to deal with like a government letter that says, hey, we noticed that, I don't know, the current administration doesn't like podcasters anymore, so I'm gonna need you to actually get up at 6 a.m. tomorrow and paint walls for a living, or put up like chain link fences around stuff. Okay, like, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. That is still better than this current dystopia, where we leave the hotel lobby and there's just a guy on the ground that we have to step over. And like, okay, I guess I'll steer the stroller around it. Do you see this? You see this? I should not have to carry this, okay? In America, like, this is ridiculous. This is a first world society. Every fucking stream here, I go out and I rep you motherfuckers, all right? I go out here and I'm like America #1, Bucky supremacy. I'm Team America. America shouldn't be a country where people have to carry fucking animal mace on them. Can you not own a gun? I do own a gun! But you can't shoot everyone, Red Rocket. You can't just like shoot. You realize that if you shoot somebody, if you kill somebody, it's not like a one and done. The cop isn't just gonna look at the dead guy, the fucking fentanyl zombie leaking purple fentanyl fluids onto the ground, go, clear-cut case of self-defense. Good on you, sir. No, that is... You're still going to be taken from your family for God knows how long while you're entrenched in, like, a legal battle. Just like a Jordan Neely. You're still gonna not be seeing your family for probably months as you're just, like... All of your lymph nodes are withering from spiking cortisol and stress hormones. Because you don't know how the jury is gonna rule. Because what if the fentanyl zombie you shot happens to be black? And if that ever does happen to me, by the way, I'm gonna lean full... I'm gonna do the Hassan thing where, like... am I white? Am I not white? No, sir. No, Your Honor. I am not white. I am actually brown. I am Turkish. Me no speak English good. Me no understand laws good. Me protect family. Person of color me. I'm gonna lean fully into it, bro. I'm gonna fucking POC Max. You watch. I'm gonna be fucking gay and transgender too. I'm gonna tick all of the fucking boxes. I'm gonna be Native American before I concede any fucking fault in a shooting. But here's the thing. Again, you can't just fucking shoot people. Okay? Sometimes you can't just shoot people. You need to disincentivize them from, like, coming towards you, but you can't just literally pull out your gun and shoot somebody just for, like, standing 1 yard away from you staring at your baby. You can't technically do that. But here's the thing. I also don't want to get in a fucking fist fight with these hobos, okay? I don't want to get blood on me. They don't feel pain. They have the advantage. They're all fucking janked up. I'm not. I might have, like, a hotel cocktail in me, but I'm still gonna feel pain. They don't. They have that advantage. And they outnumber you. There's the other advantage. It's like that Brad Pitt movie, Z-Day or whatever. It's World War Z. There's like 100 of these fentanyl zombies and there's like maybe one of me, maybe 3 of us. I don't want to get in a fist fight with it. I don't want to like have to step in between him and my wife and like step away. Like I will if I have to, but I don't want to. So you need an intermediary. You need something. You need an intermediary step between I have to shoot this motherfucker and I have to fist fight this motherfucker. You need something in between. And that something in between is pepper spray. That's why it exists. But again, I'm sorry to be venting like this. It is unfathomable to me that Americans simply, they're like, yeah, what do you expect? I don't know, man. It's a first world country. Like, I expect it not to have to walk around like a fucking security guard through one of Dallas's most historic, one of your most, like, the most American cities. Here's the thing. Again, it is a beautiful city. If you live in Dallas, this isn't a hate on you. Especially, like, if you're one of my listeners, you're probably a really cool person anyway. Like, was it Andromeda or Armada? Who were you that came to my to Jackson's show? And we took a photo together. Like, no hate on you. Like, you go to the Dallas Aquarium. So fucking pretty. You're inside, it is like awesome. Oh, man. There's a, what do I call it? Not a hammerhead shark, the other kind. A sword shark. Swordfish, sorry. There's a swordfish, so cool. There's a walrus, not a walrus. I think we saw a manatee. The manatee was super freaking cute. The Dallas Aquarium, I don't know why, it's called an aquarium, but it had a lot of fun mammals as well. One of which was an anteater, which is one of my wife's favorite animals, if not her favorite animal. And she was like, oh my god, look, anteater! And we took selfies with the anteaters. Super great place. And then you step outside and it's the fucking Blade Runner dystopia with all of these zombies just waddling around, staring at you within... You can't tell if there's like, is there intent? Are they staring with like murderous intent? Or is this just like the stare of there's no light behind their eyes? You can't tell, but you can't take the chance. So you're always on alert. You can never just relax. Austin is way cooler. Some of the same issues, but just being smaller gives you less of it. That's what I heard, Andromeda. I heard from a bunch of people. They said, well, Austin is better. We did meet up with 2 of our friends, so we have a bunch of friends in Texas in general. I forget which one. They're from the surrounding area. There's this guy who, well, I don't want to mention what he does for a living, but some good friends. We met up with them at a brewery, but it's one of those breweries that are really kid-friendly. It had like an outdoor a little bazaar, and it had like a little playground area for the children. And it's one of those casual places where the parents just grab a beer and a pizza or whatever and just talk. And he was like, yeah, you went to the worst fucking place imaginable, Kaya. Like downtown Dallas. Are you stupid? I don't know. I don't know what Jackson was thinking. I don't know whoever fucking manages Jordan. Booking him in the most ghetto-ass places. Joshua says, Kaya, I swear to fucking God you would love Utah. So little homelessness. That's actually what I said. I made that joke too. I told Jackson, look, Utah, okay? I heard Nashville is also kind of nice. Can we pick someplace clean? I actually gave them a map. You guys may be familiar with... Dare I say you may be familiar with peaceandquiet.io. Is anybody familiar with this website? Chat. Show of hands. Maru says, that's how I felt about LA show. It was really close to Skid Row. Aw. I wish I could have met you, Maru. But also, I would never go to LA, so... Nope, you don't. It's kind of not loading right now, or it's being slow or something. Or do I need to select the data? Oh, I did. Okay. So we met up at... Let's see. Where do you... Dallas County, I guess. So in case you don't know, due to the Civil Rights Act of America, realtors are not allowed to tell you how diverse a certain neighborhood is. And there's one guy who got so fucking upset by this as he was home shopping that he decided to open source a project that he had been working on. So all it does is it takes the United States map and it takes publicly available data, voter records, and publicly available Google Maps data of certain stuff, and it creates a map of areas you should avoid. So the filters are... Let me zoom in for you guys. Violent crime, bail bonds, public housing, Section 8, you can filter by Section 8. I don't know what LIHTC is. Homeless assistance, payday loans, check cashing, pawn shops, Boost Mobile. Liquor stores, beauty supply, dollar stores, smoke shops, coin laundries, cannabis dispensaries, Popeyes, and... What is that? Church's Chicken, Waffle House, hoopty listings, mosques, and methadone clinics, and Martin Luther King streets. You can filter. You can also filter by names, like Jamal, Tyrone, and Lakeisha. And the more dense any of this stuff is, the redder the area. And this is where we were. Literally smack dab. I don't know if I can find the exact streets, but you get the idea. Popeyes and Church's Chicken dude knows what's up. It's open source too. You guys can audit the code on this. Let me see. Chan says, Kaya, get the gel spray instead of aerosol. Way less risk of cross-contamination. This is the gel spray. This is Saber... I cannot read it under this slide. Saber Red Pepper Gel is the one I buy. And I gave every woman in my family one of these too. And I also bought a smaller version of these just to keep in their purses. I have Saber Pepper Gel, Saber Red, and this is like... I think this is like 1.3%. And then the Bear Mace. I don't think the Bear Mace is gel. I think the Bear Mace is like wide spray. 1.34 is the Bear Mace. No, don't worry. Don't worry. You guys know me, don't worry. People use Fable 5 to solve like 100-year-old math problems. I use Fable 5 to ask, hey, what pepper spray should I buy to protect my family against fentanyl monsters? And then I get nagged by the AI saying, you shouldn't call them monsters. For a stream, you should take it to the face. Maybe next time Jackson's over. I like that he the bear mace. In case you don't know this, by the way, I got the bear mace long time ago. Before I knew that technically you're not allowed to use bear mace, even though it is technically like the same exact. It's the same exact stuff in both cans. Same freaking whatever it's called, I forget. Capsaicin and related capsaicinoids. Same capsaicin and capsaicinoids in both cans, right? Except the bear mace is not legal to use in self-defense solely because it is called bear mace and it is not meant for human self-defense. Same material, but the EPA, I think, considers the bear mace to be a pesticide. So they consider it to be a felony to spray a pesticide on a human being, which is ridiculous and retarded. Pepper spray is okay. Again, even though it is the same exact, like no extra ingredients between the two, right? But pepper spray is okay because it is technically designated to be used on humans. I thought bear one was more powerful. You can get more powerful ones, but this one is not. Like, these are literally equivalents in strength. The only difference is that the self-defense pepper spray is like, it sprays in a like narrower arc. And this one also like UV paints them. For the cops to catch the perpetrator later, right? Because the Dallas police really fucking care. And the bear mace is more of a... It sprays way bigger, which you might not want in a self-defense situation because you don't want to like accidentally spray the people on your side. When OC was first created, it was for postmen to defend against dogs. It was 35% OC. Bossman Rats fan. Yes, you will get another Criminally Stupid soon as Jackson is back home. We'll record, don't worry. Let's see, what other... Where could we check? What is the worst, I wonder? Is there Alaska? Is there an Alaska map? There isn't, damn it. I bet it's completely clean in Alaska. Let's check LA. What do you know? Red, 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 red. Oh. The further north east you go, the lighter it is. I wonder what's up with that. Look at Fresno. Where's Fresno? Oh, California. Yikes. In Fresno, you have 4 Popeyes, 6 public housing, 22 Section 8s. I still don't know what LIHTC is. LIHTC. Low-income housing. Okay. Boost Mobile, liquor stores, 4 of them, methadone clinics, 2, pawn shops, what? That can't be right. This has to be read like reported numbers. The True Pepper Parade. I had a singular drop of... I mean, you guys know the story of when I went to that one pepper store, that one pepper sauce store. They gave me one little spoonful and I was coughing for 10 minutes, so... And the fascinating thing about pepper spray, by the way, because I did so much reading on it recently, it works even if you're extremely intoxicated. So it doesn't just work using pain. It's not just that you spray it in somebody's face and then their eyes burn and they have to like shut their eyes because it just burns so much. It is an involuntary contraction. Even if they're high out of their minds, even if they cannot feel any pain at all, it still makes them involuntarily contract their eyelids shut. Which is apparently that's the reason why law enforcement likes using pepper spray on people. Because even the highly intoxicated ones, they cannot help but shut their eyelids. Because it's literally a physical reaction that your eyeballs have. Why didn't you all get shit-faced drunk during the 500 special? And we kind of forgot. So Andrew doesn't drink, and Jackson and me kind of just forgot to pick up booze on the way. We should have, though. Get neuroed, criminal. Yeah. Okay. That might do it for the Dallas part of my... I didn't really mean to turn this into a huge Dallas rant, but there you go. I'm sure this will end up on fucking Reddit. Kaya doesn't care about the homeless. He used the word liquidate. And then they can all, like, updude each other about what a monster I am. Oof, West Virginia is looking rough. Yikes. This is like damn blood red. Oh yeah, wait, where's Ohio? Since Joshua said that. There we go. Oh, okay, I see. I didn't even realize that Ohio is that far north. I don't know why. I thought Ohio was like around here someplace. I don't know why I thought that. Am I confusing it with Utah maybe? Yeah, I am. For sure, yeah. Okay. Oh. Yeah, you're like in the... You're in the part of the country... Are you guys like super liptarded? You're in the spot of the country where like none of the policies that anybody votes for affect them at all. So I would imagine everybody here is like, yeah, I support the homeless. We are extremely red? Huh. Okay. Kind of liking the sound of that. Look at this. Look how pale this is. Wabash. If I was a bachelor, I would live in Wabash like tomorrow. Hold on, I want to see how many people. Wabash. Illinois? Oh. Am I stupid? Did I cross state lines here? I did. Whoops. That's Indiana. My bad. Alright. If I was a bachelor, I would live in the middle of... What is it? Millersburg? Yeah. I assume it's this? Yes, it is. There is 2 Lavons. And they got them. They got the satellites pointed at the 2 Michaelas in Millersburg, Ohio. There's 3 Marvins. Nearby, Section 8-3. Low-income housing 2. Boost Mobile has 1 outlet. Okay. Do we let them have one? I don't know. I don't know, chat. It's Utah, not Ohio. Am I fucking high? Why am I misreading everything today? So you're in Utah. Okay, well, my bad. I mean, it's almost as good. Let's see. I would live in Moroni. Perfect. Let's look up Moroni. There's so little data. Ephraim, and Moroni are perfect. Huh. I got Cricket Mobile. I'm poor. Aw, Towies. You can have one on Boost Mobile. Check my area of Ohio. I bet California is glowing red. It is, yeah. We looked at it. Glowing red hot. I'm sorry, Maru. I'm sorry this is where you live. This is a map of service providers. In a way, yes. Here, I'll open the filters for you. And you can form your own opinion of what this is a map of. And then I'm gonna pee. And then we're going to talk about a woman who strangled her children, which I just remembered it was the original topic of the stream. I'm already like an hour and 15 minutes in. All right, BRB. Alright. Whilst ranting, I got a horse. And I completely forgot about my White Claw. I was gonna get White Girl drunk on Blood Orange. Twitch Automod is censoring the word tweaker. If you want slightly bigger town, but still out of the way and perfect for family life, going shooting, hiking, etc., go to Payson, Utah. We have our ranch there a few years ago. Lost it, unfortunately. I want a rural life. I want a nice, cheap, safe, rural life. I just want to smell the trees. I'm tired of smelling urine in Dallas. That was enough for a lifetime. Never again. And there's Jackson. Fuck you, Jackson. This is why no one goes to Dallas. I wish we could just move the aquarium someplace else, because I really do like that aquarium. I would love to see it more, like once more in my life. I would go there regularly if it was in a nice spot, genuinely. But you can't. You can't. Because it's in the middle of fucking dogshit Dallas hellhole. Oh, at least we got to show Jackson Tex-Mex. And his mind was blown. He really, really enjoyed Tex-Mex. And he didn't understand. So here's a funny... Okay, last Dallas topic. So Jackson goes... My wife is asking him... Because my wife is from Louisiana. Which I love Louisiana food and all of that. My wife is from Louisiana and she's asking him, so have you had this? Have you had, like, have you been here? Have you had this sort of food? And she lands on, have you had Mexican? Have you had Tex-Mex? Jackson goes, what's Tex-Mex? Oh, is that from, like, is that what Baja Blast is? And all of us naturally burst out laughing. Baja Blast? Do you not know? And it was so goofy talking to somebody who does not have, like, a very significant proportion of Hispanic people in their country. Like, Jackson genuinely doesn't know how to pronounce Spanish words. Which is extremely fucking funny sometimes. So we decided to take him to the Tex-Mex place, and he's looking at the menu, and we're telling him, like, get the fajitas. And he's like, the fajita? the Vegeta, and we're all making fun of him like, yes, get the Vegeta. Get the Vegeta over 9000s. Get that one. And he genuinely couldn't wrap his mind around the concept of, okay, Tex-Mex, basically all it is it's Mexican food that Americans fixed. No offense to you Hispanics in the chat, just keeping it real, okay? You guys tend to just add a bunch of refried beans to everything, and Americans tend to add steak to everything. No offense, don't hate on me, but steak kind of wins. So Tex-Mex, it's kind of, if you think about it, it's just American food, but there's a guy with the maracas, and there's a bunch of Mexican, like there's a cactus drawn on the wall, and there's Mexican music playing, basically. I wish Mexican food was more common in the UK. The few times I've had it, it's been great. Yeah, I like it. Well, I like Tex-Mex. I don't like tacos. I'm sorry. I'm not one of the taco people. But I kind of get it. Angle says, hey, there's value to both. No hate to Mexican food. I've had some. My issue just is I don't like foods that like kind of break apart. I also don't like American burgers that are too big. The kind of burger where it's almost like a meme and they have to stick a toothpick into it. It's like too thick and you pick it up. And the moment you bite into it, it like shoots out the back and the meats and all of the ingredients start falling out of it. I don't like that either. I don't like tacos for the same reason, or burritos most of the time. I'm a Tex-Mex guy. I love my fajitas. I hate the burgers you can't even bite. They're such meme burgers. They're like Reddit burgers. You just feel like this was made with a phone camera in mind. Like you didn't make this for somebody to actually bite into when they're super fucking hungry and they want to pig out. No, you made this with, I don't know. I'm gonna take a photo of this, like click, oh my god, epic burger, epic bacon time. This needs another layer of bacon, am I right? Burger should be made wider, not taller. There's a thinker. You're the Archimedes of our time. I agree. I think you'd like Mexican home meals more than the popular foods. Probably. I do like making chili con carne. Oh my god. Okay. Now I'm gossing with you guys, but behind the scenes. So I took it's my wife, the baby. Andrew had left the previous day. So it's my family and it's Jackson and Jordan. We went to this really gay brunch place. We went to this gay We go to this gay brunch place. So Jackson wants to grab breakfast, right? Him and Jordan are leaving that day. My wife and I are not, because we still have other friends to meet. But he wants to grab breakfast. Just as like a goodbye breakfast or brunch or whatever, lunch. And I told him by that point, I think this was Saturday, I want to say. I say, I'm like, yeah, man. So noon sounds good, but are we taking an Uber or are we walking? Because I don't want to walk too far this time. I don't want to walk. He goes, yeah, no worries, man. I'll pick something within a block. And I said, okay. So Jackson picks a brunch place, which is right behind our hotel. Okay, so we exit the hotel lobby. It's me, again, wife, baby, him and Jordan, and they have their bags packed. And we decided, let's store the. Actually, they were still with them. But okay, let's go around, and we're walking around the block. Basically, like there's a hotel, and we're walking around the block. Basically to the back of the block. That's it. It's not far at all. But there is a little park in the middle of that block full of fentanyl freaks, right? That are like just like staring at my baby. So I'm already okay. My body is being flooded with stress hormones already. It's fucking 12:30 or something, and I'm already like, just like I'm ready to liquidate individuals. We enter the brunch, but before we enter the brunch place, we see that okay, the brunch place has a patio, but you can't go up the patio, even though it has ramps. Chat. It has ramps specifically for strollers, which we had. It has ramps. You can't use the ramps. You know why? They were barricaded with concrete flower pots. They had to barricade the flower pots because that patio leads into the park with the Fent monsters. So they had to barricade that off like a literal police barrier. You know the concrete police barriers that they have to put up during riots and shit? That's what they did, except they put a bunch of little cutesy flowers in it, so I guess they feel good about it. So, all right, we have to detour around it, but as we're detouring around the barrier, the barricade, out of the corner of our eyes, we see, oh, we could have just gone out the back of the Hotel Jackson, and Jackson's like, oh yeah, we could have. And once again, Jackson picked the scenic ghetto route. Once again, Jackson decided to make us go the long way around just to show us all of the goddamn fucking homeless. So we go into this, through the front door, not up the patio, but through the front door into this like semi-ritzy, it was expensive, the semi-ritzy brunch place. And my wife and Jackson immediately, they both like start kind of making small talk and joking about how they feel they both feel underdressed. They're like, oh man, I think we underdressed a little, because it's all of the other clientele is, I would say, ladies between the ages of 17 and 57, right? It's all a bunch of ladies. It's almost exclusively women in dresses. They got out to dress cute and go for brunch and have a marg and have a little whatever, like a Sex on the City or whatever the girlies call it. And there I am, chat, standing in my Bucky's shirt. And I'm looking at them. And they're looking at me. And I'm looking at them. And they're looking at me. And I looked at them back and I said, I don't feel ashamed at all. Fuck this city. Fuck every single person that works here. Fuck this goddamn city. Fuck all of these ladies, no offense. Screw you. How dare you? Me underdressed. I could shit my pants right now just for fun. I could shit my pants, chug a bottle of vodka, and then stick my fingers down my throat just to puke on myself, and I still wouldn't feel underdressed. The trashiest city. So they're getting self-conscious. My wife is getting self-conscious. Jackson is getting self-conscious. And I'm just like, there's people overdosing right outside the store. Like, why are you guys getting self-conscious? This place is a shithole. Everybody that lives here is a shit person who is shit high out of their shit mind because they voted for this, because they have shit politics and shit ethics. I don't feel bad at all. I don't feel ashamed at all. I could take a shit on this reception desk and feel nothing. I don't feel bad at all. Fuck Dallas. So anyway, I'm standing there, the lone guy with his Bucky shirt. I don't know if I was wearing my Bucky hat or no. They finally seat us. They seat us outside on the patio, and that's when Jackson orders his little cereal, by the way. Here, let me show you. Chat's profile. Here, it was this place, which I'm sure somebody is going to be able to fucking dox the hotel we stood in, but doesn't matter at this point. Jackson and Jordan both ordered the same thing, which is, it was an acai bowl. An acai bowl with bananas and sprinkles and nuts and Nutella syrup, served in like a fake coconut bowl or something. And I just had to take a photo because he looks like he's like, oh my god, I can't, like, I can't believe how good this is. It's like his mind was blown, even though this is a candid shot. Don't tell anybody. This is a candid shot that I just took without him even noticing. And I tweeted, ordered him cereal off the kids menu and his mind was blown. So that's where we went. It was barricaded and I paid. I insisted on paying because I try to be a good host and a good friend. Host as in, I'm not from fucking Dallas, thank God, but, you know. Okay, you're in America, I'll pay. You're my friend. Him and Jordan ordered the same thing, by the way. Jackson looks at it and he goes, I like the acai bowl. And then Jordan says the exact same thing. He also orders the acai bowl, which I didn't even know that's how it's pronounced. They both ordered the acai children's bowls because apparently acai berries are very, very huge in Australia. It's huge with them. You shouted. Yes, I did. I shouted the acai bowls. And they're both just absolutely PogChamping about the acai bowls that they ordered. Because apparently, I guess this berry is very popular in Australia, which I didn't know. I forget what I had. So I pay. And I'm annoyed because it's expensive. I'm annoyed because, okay, I understand it's a tourist trap, but even for that, it was fucking expensive. I'm not like telling them or making them feel guilty. I'm just like quietly paying, but I'm a little butthurt. And I noticed there's a field for a comment section. Chat, I may have Karen'd a little. I'm sorry. I may have been a little Karen. I left them a comment. I said, take some of this money and lobby your fucking mayor to do something about the fentanyl zombies, so then maybe you wouldn't have to barricade your patio. And I hit send. And they had a little field to leave an email address for a personalized reply to your review, which I have not received a reply yet. I'm sorry. Just in case you can see, behind Jackson here, like, in the back, there's a really cute little park area where, hypothetically, you could sit with your friends and family and just have a picnic or whatever. Just have fun. But it's full of fucking junkies. A brunch place attached to a hotel is gonna be insanely priced. Yeah. I mean, fair enough. The whole place is a tourist trap, to be fair. Jackson's head shape is the same as a bowl. He got some mean comments. Bro is eating hamster food. I may or may not have liked some of these. That's a slop bowl if I've ever seen one. I can't wait to hear about how much he ate on his blue sky. How about order him some finasteride? That one's mean. You guys shouldn't like that one. He kind of looks like an IRL me. That's mean. Don't like that. My other favorite one is... He looks like a cute bowling ball. Can I... Hold on. One sec. I had a favorite here. Why is everyone being mean to Jackson? He looks 15 and 50 at the same time. Motherfucker is dating a Morty. There's Fat Jackson, of course. I have to like that one. Okay, this one's my favorite. He looks like a retarded coconut. So mean. It is mean. To be fair, I also looked absolutely monstrous throughout the entire trip. I look awful. So, there we are. Okay, that's the Dallas topic. I'm fucking tired of this. I'm actually tired in general. God damn. Hour and a half on fucking Dallas. Fuck Dallas. What a piece of shit shithole. Never again. Holy Cannoli says, I thought it was pronounced acai. What did I say? Acai? I don't know how it's pronounced. You are probably right. Okay. I don't think it's Osawi, Apollo. Okay, I'm gonna at least do one topic I promised, which is this lady who killed her children. Everybody ready? Can we move on from fucking Dallas finally? Not even white girl buzzed. This sucks. Now child murder, yay. Alright, let me stretch. Yeah. Is pepper spray legal in the UK? White girl wasted is the best drunk. Truk. Alright, who here knows who Lindsay Clancy is? Black pepper isn't legal in the UK. So, in case you don't know, there's a lady who... I'm gonna have to turn the music down a bit. There is a lady who, essentially, from what I understand, poisoned 3 of her children, and then when one of them didn't die fast enough, she strangled him. And she's now in trial. She killed her 3 children, and then she jumped out of a window to kill herself, allegedly. But she didn't die. And now she is in court for murdering her children, except she's arguing, well, I wasn't really at fault. It was like, I was in psychosis.
Accused of killing her 3 children wrapped its 2nd week today. 2 psychiatrists who treated Lindsay Clancy before her children's deaths testified in court. One of those doctors is named in a malpractice lawsuit that was brought by Clancy and her ex-husband. The lawsuit alleges they failed to properly treat Clancy's mental health issues. Prosecutors say Clancy deliberately planned the gruesome crimes. Her defense argues that she was suffering from severe
Long COVID strikes again. I forgot about that lady.
Postpartum psychosis. She has pleaded not guilty. NBC News correspondent Stephen Romo joins us now, and also back with us is NBC News legal analyst Misty Maris. Stephen, I'll start with you. Just take us through what we heard from these 2 psychiatrists today.
Yeah, we're beginning to get into that expert phase of the trial, something that many people have been waiting for, to analyze the testimony that we've already heard. Both psychiatrists treated Lindsay before she killed her 3 children. And they mentioned that she did say that she was struggling with insomnia and anxiety.
This is the most white-sounding Indian I've ever seen.
Anxiety, and asked to find the right medications. But what she did not do was report homicidal thoughts or symptoms of psychosis. So you can see why the prosecution would be bringing this up. Meanwhile, the defense is quick to bring up the medications, the many medications she was prescribed.
Damn it. I don't want to be a Hassan, but give me one sec.
From Dr. Jennifer Tufts. She is the one who you mentioned who's being sued by Patrick and Lindsay. Here's what she had to say on the stand just a little bit ago.
Did you note any signs or symptoms of psychosis with Ms. Clancy that day?
No.
What types of things are you asking them about their past?
Well, I may ask, have you ever heard voices? Have you ever seen something that other people didn't see?
And did you ask those questions of Miss Clancy?
I believe I did.
And what was her response?
No.
Now, she was also asked by the doctor, Lindsay was, if she had any thoughts of harming the baby, meaning young Callan, and she answered no to that question as well.
According to that psychiatrist.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Stephen. Misty, let me bring you in. So takeaways from both of these psychiatrists' testimony today would be what, Misty?
So the first psychiatrist that testified treated Lindsay Clancy from January 1st to January 4th. So think about that. That's really close in time to January 24th when the 3 children were killed. Again, the emphasis on no signs of psychosis. Now, with the testimony of Dr. Jennifer Tufts, we did get into what types of things do you look for to identify psychosis? Is there slurred speech? Is somebody compliant? Are they understanding what you're speaking about? So that is really looping together some of the other testimony from those in Lindsay's life and giving us insight as to why a lot of those questions were asked about Lindsay's demeanor, looping it back into an expert. What does psychosis look like and what are the warning signs?
Okay, I'm very, very sorry that I made you guys listen to this lady. Fucking Yertle the Turtle is her defense lawyer. She should have gotten help for it if it was the case, but it should never be used as an excuse. All right, so Jennifer says, well, she should have gotten help for it. So, again, recap. She thinks, as I'm casually grabbing a Coke, she thinks she should not be held accountable because she was psychotic postpartum. So in case you guys don't know, postpartum depression is when a lady has a baby, and then after she has a baby, she basically is just going through a depressing period, which is not always very easy to handle for women, admittedly, especially during the first, they call it the 4th trimester. I think it's up until like week 12, which is the worst period of it. They have the baby, and then depression hits. Like brain chemicals, your body, all of it is just so kind of, out of whack that some women experience a lot of extremely depressing symptoms. And they also apparently get the least amount of help. Experts say. I don't know why, but... So some ladies suffer from this. Lindsay is claiming this is what happened to me. That's why I had to strangle my children and jump out of a window. And she happened to do this in the middle of just as her husband left to run some errands, apparently. Which tells me, this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but it kind of tells me she planned the killings because she waited for her husband to leave the home to do it. If you're hearing voices, if you're crazy, I don't know what crazy means anymore. Like, if you're crazy, is it really crazy if the voice says, wait until he leaves and he's outside of earshot and then strangle the children and then jump out of the window to kill yourself too? Like, that's not that crazy, actually. That's sort of like almost reasonable. Kind of sounds like your crazy quote-unquote brain is making plans to me. But here's the kicker. Here's what I found interesting, and I found this article, and I highlighted a lot of it, so you guys are stuck here with me for a little bit. She was on 30 prescriptions! Jennifer says, I've seen it in my friend. She was just sunken and joyless for weeks after she had her child. But she never once did anything to them, which is exactly anything to them, which is exactly what this woman should be charged. 30 prescriptions, chats. Okay? All right. Defense attorney Kevin Reddington, so he's defending her basically, and he had this graph. He had an entire fucking graph printed of all the drugs that she is on. Look. Okay, it's too low quality for you guys to read. Zorazepam, 1 milligram. Huspirone, 3 milligrams. Lorazepam, 0.5 milligrams. Trazodone, 50 milligrams. Fluoxetine. I know what fluoxetine is. You know how I know? Because I've seen fucking psychotic pets put on that. I've seen anxiety-riddled psychotic dogs that piss everywhere and bite people, and anxiety-riddled psychotic cats that piss everywhere and claw everyone. They get put on that. It's like basically animal medication. Zolpidem, sionazepam, diazepam. The quality is really low. It's a lot of diazepam. Trazodone. Anyway, he's listing all of the medications that she's fucking on. Did I hear that my favorite hamster is moving to the Netherlands? You mean Vaush? Yes, I did hear about that. Curious. Vaush is moving out of the horrible US to a country that is more white. Little on the nose, but anyway. So, Lindsay Clancy. I need a little bit of music for this. Lindsay Clancy was prescribed 13 psychiatric medications by multiple providers, including psychiatrists, nurse practitioners, emergency department doctors, and staff at an inpatient psychiatric program, according to the Globe Review of Court Records. The medications included antidepressants like Zoloft, antipsychotics like Seroquel, sedatives like Benadryl, benzodiazepines like Valium and Klonopin, and the mood stabilizer Lamictal. First of all, Valium? In 2026, Valium? What? Look, it feels like I'm reading a recap of the latest Mad Men episodes. Who still uses Valium? Benadryl. This lady really like, you piece of shit, you ruined my life. Strangled her children, and then she was like, yeah, I was just sneezing and I took a Benadryl, and then I don't know what happened. Your Honor. According to evidence presented, she was issued more than 30 prescriptions from September 2022 to January 2023. In the span of I'm actually going, just so I don't get it wrong. Where's my fucking clock? I don't have a clock. Are you kidding me? Anyway, in the span of like 2 months, not 2 months, but let's say 3 months, she was issued 30 prescriptions, 10 per month. She was issued, including multiple prescriptions for Valium, Seroquel, Ativan. What is Ativan? Lorazepam. Okay, so antidepressants. Benzos. Never mind, it's not. This is the shit that one-shots, what's his face? Jordan Peterson. Ativan at different dosages. She was prescribed a 30-day supply of buspirone, an anxiety medicine, by Dr. Jennifer Tufts twice in 2 weeks. Clancy also jumped between providers and received multiple prescriptions for Valium days apart. How does that work, by the way? I've been to doctors in the US. I've moved cities. I've had to move multiple times now. Every single time, my previous provider, my current provider can see what I've gotten prescribed previously. Because that's pretty much baked into the paperwork that you sign when you sign up to a new clinic. As my doctor goes, all right, so I want a new, you're a new patient of mine. I have a new doctor now as of like a couple of weeks ago. Super nice guy. And he's just looking at my med history and he's like, okay, so I see you've once been prescribed such and such. What was that for? Okay. I know it's probably boring. You've probably told them already, but just so I know, just so I have a history for you, like, why did they give you this one? Okay. And then a different, I see like 3 years ago, they gave you this one. What was that for? Like, they talk to you. They can see it. It's in their system. It's unclear how many medications Clancy took at any one time, as her clinicians continually adjusted her dosages, stopped some medications, and started others. It's also not unusual for providers to prescribe multiple medications and dose changes to patients as they seek to find what works best. Earlier this year, Lindsay Clancy and her ex-husband Patrick Clancy filed separate civil suits against her providers. Lindsay Clancy's lawyers alleged that between October 2022 and January 2023, she was overprescribed medications and misdiagnosed by experts who failed to recognize signs of bipolar disorder and postpartum psychosis as Clancy's symptoms continued to worsen. And by the way, postpartum psychosis is apparently very, very different from postpartum depression. It's basically postpartum depression taken to its extreme, like Hulk mode, where, you know, a lot of women, I don't know what the percentage is. I think maybe it might actually be even most women, where they feel just down. They feel tired, low energy. I'm tired. My body has been through the hardest thing, through the most difficult, grueling task that a woman's body can be through. And I've had the baby, and now I just feel exhausted. That is normal. Postpartum psychosis is apparently when it's in extra gear with these maniac women where your brain tells you you're not just tired, you want to strangle people like the Fent zombies. Earlier this year, Lindsay Clancy and her ex-husband Patrick Clancy filed separate civil suits against her providers. Lindsay Clancy's lawyers alleged that between October... Oh, sorry, I'm retarded, I read that. Her attorneys argued that Clancy did everything she could to get treatments, but her clinical course was complicated by, quote, polypharmacy and the involvement of multiple prescribers, meaning no single provider had a complete picture of her rapidly deteriorating mental state. Which kind of tells me, like, it sounds like she did not consent to each provider seeing her medical history, first of all. It sounds like she was doctor shopping, kind of, to find somebody who will diagnose her and prescribe her whatever the fuck she wanted. To have 30 prescriptions. I don't even take, like, I think if I take 5 vitamins at the same time, I'm overdoing it. Like, I actually have my multivitamin box right here. I take like the normie stuff, right? I have a multivitamin, and then I have like, what do I have here? A beef liver pill, magnesium, vitamin C, like that sort of stuff. And even then, I think, oh, I'm overthinking it, man. Like, take a multivitamin and shut the fuck up. This lady in the middle, and meanwhile, is like, yeah, 17th benzo this month. SSRIs down the gullet. Gimme. Thank you, Kazar Ahmed. We are good. The baby is having some tummy time right now with my wife, who is having girls' nights with her friends. So they're all having a good time. The tragedy that followed was the direct and proximate result of the defendants', that's the big pharma people, collective negligence in failing to recognize obvious warning signs, coordinate care, properly diagnose Lindsay's condition, and provide treatment that met the applicable standard of care, according to her civil suit filed in January against 5 providers. Prosecutors in Clancy's criminal trial on Monday suggested she purposely jumped among providers to get the treatment she wanted. This is her, by the way. Prosecutor Shannon Buckingham told jurors that Clancy was, quote, was not a woman in the throes of psychosis. This was a woman who acted intentionally, rationally, and swiftly to accomplish a very specific goal, to kill. Extremely controlling, meticulous, and manipulative. It was hard for her to bond with the kids. Providers including Tufts at Astor Mental Health, McLean Hospital, and Women and Infants Hospital of Rhode Island did not respond to requests from the Globe, so they're all ignoring this basically. Drugs classified as SSRIs that are often used to treat anxiety and depression can worsen the symptoms of bipolar disorder, said Dr. Crystal Schiller, director of the Center for Women's Mood Disorders at the University of North Carolina. SSRIs can trigger mania in some people with an underlying predisposition to bipolar disorder. They work for many, many people, but they have to be monitored closely. YouTube turned off my super chats because of Ahmed. You can still tip me on my tip link, which is cringe. Kick it is. I'm not. So cringe. Damn it. I'm not live on Kick right now. Wait. I'll find a way to fleece you. Hold on. My tipping link. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay. Whew. There you go. Good lord. A manic postpartum psychosis? Fuck that. With 30 prescriptions, including Benadryl. Allergy medication, by the way. So, she murders her children and now she's arguing. This is her defense. This is her entire defense. According to her defense attorney, all of these doctors basically peppered her with medication. Which, honestly, fair enough, like they did. And this is the one area where you guys might be surprised, but I actually hope she wins this case. Which sounds evil because she did kill 3 of her fucking children, but I hate Big Pharma more than I hate this woman. I think she wanted to kill her children. I think she might genuinely be going through some mental health stuff. But she waited for her husband to leave the house to do it all, which tells me she's not entirely insane. But Big Pharma, like, we need to talk about the over-medicalization of women. Every freaking 19-year-old that just strolls into a doctor's office and says, I feel self-conscious sometimes. She walks out with a prescription for SSRIs and birth control. Just like that. How many girls do you guys know, especially you young guys who might be listening? How many girls do you guys know who are not on some form of an anti-anxiety medication, or at least birth control? On something. 14-year-old girl walks and says, I have a pimple. I'm self-conscious. This sucks. I don't want to have acne. Walks out with a prescription. 19-year-old walks in. I have anxiety. I hate this. I sucks. I feel neurotic. I cry sometimes, and I don't know why I'm crying. I cry for no reason. SSRI. Yeah, here's your Adderall. Or you feel down sometimes. Adderall. You can't pay attention because you feel sad sometimes. Adderall. And this is an issue we have to talk about. Over-medicalization. According to every study, by the way, SSRIs are, A, not really safe. We don't know how they work. SSRIs are not safe. Birth control has psychotropic effects. It's not just, I can't have sex and not get pregnant. No. It has effect on your thinking too. And we prescribe these to teenage girls. As soon as they signal anything sad. Well, at the same time, in the last few decades, statistically, according to polling, we know that women are politically deranged now, far more than men. If you're a regular viewer of my streams, you know that this is one of my causes. Everybody loves talking about how radicalized men are, but nobody wants to talk about how radicalized women are. Women are, pound for pound, far more radicalized. Women support murder and assassinations and rape and just destruction far more than men do. Extrajudicial killings far more than men do. So, you have some 19-year-old anxiety-riddled dunce college girl, goes to the doctor, says, I have anxiety, walks out there with a prescription, and before you know it, 2 months later, she's making TikTok dances about how awesome it was that Charlie Kirk was shot. And how actually more people should get shot. That is a fair thing. I think that should be investigated, and I do think that, you know what, maybe the bill has come due. It is a good thing. Maybe all of these pharmaceutical companies need to be held accountable for prescribing all of this crap to young women. Why did so many providers feel comfortable prescribing this lady like 15 different benzos? I think that's fair. That's a fair question to ask. Even if I do think she should rot in prison. She should. I don't want her to win. But I also want Big Pharma to lose. I don't want her to win. But I want the psychiatrists to lose. So it's like, what do we do here? Like, she needs to be fucking executed. She's a monster. But so is the fucking middle-aged lady that prescribed her all of these, like, clonazepam or whatever the fuck it's called. Seroquel, Ativan. What the fuck is Ativan? I don't know. But if you do know and you're prescribing it to 30-year-olds, you need to be killed. Oh, you're a new you have a baby, you have an 8-month-old? Yeah. Here's a drug that makes you high out of your fucking minds and makes you hear voices. Ativan is very strong. I believe you. Ultima says, why I advocate and work with treating many conditions non-pharma. Yeah. Well, that's the issue. A lot of these conditions, you know that meme, like, men will literally fill in the blank instead of going to therapy. Men will literally go on a hike and do 2,000 pull-ups instead of just going to therapy. And it's like, yeah, but that's better though. Unironically, like doing 10 push-ups is better for a man's mindset than going to therapy and talking for 10 minutes to some completely clueless dunce, to some retarded therapist who knows nothing. And I'm starting to think the same thing may be true for women. Women do not need medication. They just need somebody to help them. So here's TikTok. You'll never guess this, chat, and I'm sorry to inflict this on you, but we're gonna have to do the unthinkable and listen to the opinions of dykes. Here are women of TikTok talking about Lindsay Carsey.
I'm being totally serious here. Any other New England ladies like myself, and yes, I'm a lady before the men start saying, yes, sir. I'm so used to that fucking bullshit. Men are fucking trash. Anyway, my point is, how many other New England girlies would like to take the day off from work and drive up to the courthouse to show our support and advocacy for Lindsay Clancy? We ride at dawn. Seriously, like, let me know if you're down for that.
I have decided I'm going to send Lindsay Clancy a letter of encouragement. Of course, I'm not going to mention anything about like the case or anything like that. But
this is depressing because this baby right here, I'm pretty sure that's the one she strangled to death. And that's like what my daughter looks like. Even though she's, you know, not 8 months, but still.
I did want to write to her and tell her that there are so many women that are out here praying for her. I think some words of encouragement might bring a smile to her. I don't know if she's able to receive any mail or not, but at least I want to try.
Do you guys think that Lindsay Clancy is gonna like know about us? Like that we're all here, like standing behind her? Like, is she?
Probably. You look like her! Look at the physiognomy. Look at Lindsay and look at this bitch. I swear to you guys, we have to do something about it. We have to do something about true crime women. This is that demographic. This is the demographic, same demographic of women who put on like a true crime podcast about Jeffrey Dahmer and start touching their clitoris. They start schlicking. They put on a podcast about Jeffrey Epstein eating babies and like, oh my God, he was eating babies and they were fucking it in the womb and then they like ripped it out of the woman. Then the woman was screaming and the baby was screaming and then they like tore off the baby's limbs. And you'll be watching the TikTok like, what the fuck? Who's coming up with this shit? That's nowhere in the Epstein file. What the hell is wrong with you? And then you look at the woman and they're like getting flush in the face like with arousal. That's the true crime demographic of women who are so fucking into it. They're so into death and destruction, rape, and just like people getting eaten and skins. And oh, she put the baby in the microwave and then she ate it, and they're just getting like turned on by this. And that's the creepy demographic of these fucking bitches. We have to do something about. This lady, I guarantee you, I fucking promise you on my life, this woman is on SSRIs. She's on what was it? Ativan. She's on Ativan. She's on Ativan, on Seroquel and Valium. Bet you. I bet you.
Is she gonna ever find out about us? Like her little army? Like, do you think we'll ever become her friends? Like, well,
She's like Dumbledore's armying this. The cat in the background. I know. It's like the fire detector and black people's TikToks. Whenever you see women like this, it's a cat meowing. Or like a glass of wine clinking over. Do you think we're ever gonna be friends when she finds out that she has an army outside? This is not the Hunger Games. How old are you? How old are you? This is not the Hunger Games. You're not fucking Katniss. This is a murderer. This is a real murderer. But no, they're also fucking true crime brain. Which is, by the way, I've been bringing up this cause with Jackson. No offense, because he does Red Thread. But true crime is the worst term for that genre of podcast and video because it is the opposite of true crime. If anything, it is like maybe loosely inspired by true crime, but none of the characters are based on real characters and a lot of the events are inspired, so please don't sue us. We're like, yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer used to eat men. Yeah, did he or did he not? We don't know, but like, imagine, here's the sexy, really hot sex scene between this pervy fucking racist white kid who just wants to eat black men. He's like, here's a black twink that he's about to kidnap and eat and like blah blah and women like this just they touch themselves to it.
She talk to us? Is she gonna thank us? Like,
I know which episode you mean, Penultima, the true crime porn.
I don't think she'll ever know like what happened and how like we rallied. She has like this is more supportive than I've ever had any friends be in my life. Sorry, guys.
It is very pathetic, and yet I believe her.
But yeah.
Will she ever know? Just like how much we love her? All right, here's a lady saying, new theory about Lindsay Clancy's lawyer.
Okay, new Lindsay.
I hope you guys are ready for conspiracy theorizing. This is 4.5 minutes.
Clancy theory. What if her lawyer, Reddington, knows that she didn't do it, but she is so deeply convinced that she did, that he is actually using the trial to prove to her that she didn't do it? Walk with me. I have no doubt that Lindsay believes that she did it.
Like some sort of Black Mirror episode?
Intrusive thoughts telling her that she was going to harm her children. So when it eventually happened, in a large way, I'm sure that it was almost a relief for her. I know that the dumb people are not going to understand what I mean. So if you are one of them, just scroll away. But for those of you who are intelligent enough to participate in this conversation, what I'm saying is, if you spend every waking and sleeping moment of your life having these intrusive thoughts and trying to keep these intrusive thoughts at bay about harming your children, then theoretically, when the children are gone, whatever that means, there is some amount of relief. I am not
whatever that means.
Kids are gone. What I'm saying is that if you are carrying that emotional burden, and then the thing that you were worried about would happen actually ends up happening, then you can't worry about that thing anymore. Obviously, she admitted to killing the kids because she had been worried for however many months that she was going to kill the kids. It's not difficult to convince someone that they did the thing that they've been fixated on and worrying that they're going to do. Of course she confessed. There's a documented history of this nature of concern. So of course she confessed. There's no way she thinks she didn't do it. Lindsay did make the stipulations in court.
This is frustrating because I obviously need to argue the point that this person should not be allowed to vote, but I'm gonna get called racist, and it's not because you're black, it's because you're a woman.
Court waiving her right basically to anything. She is accepting the prosecutor's version of events. But I'm not so sure that her lawyer, Reddington, agrees. Here's an example.
Her attorney says she did it. Her husband says she did it. Prosecution says she did it. She says she did it. TikTok says she didn't do it.
Why I feel that way. On his examination of Patrick Clancy, one of his major questions is about Patrick Clancy Googling the artist singer Tom Hall, who apparently died by schmuicide, Patrick Clancy looked up the methodology that Tom Hall used right around
Who the fuck is Tom Hall?
Treated for all of her psychiatric issues. If the only thing that Reddington, the lawyer, is trying to do is prove that Lindsay is not criminally responsible for the murder, but she still carried it out, there's no reason to question Patrick Clancy about his search of methods of schmuicide. I believe if she is found to not be
Did you just call it schmuicide?
out, there's no reason to question Patrick Clancy about his search of methods of schmuicide. I believe if she is found to not be criminally responsible for the deaths, they still could put Patrick Clancy on trial. Don't quote me on that. I am not a lawyer. Also, 2 new bombshell pieces of information that have come out. And I will tag the creator who made this discovery, but apparently Patrick Clancy's brother, Matthew M. Clancy, is a local police chief in the Massachusetts area where Patrick Clancy lived with Lindsay Clancy. Obviously, that feels relevant because any local ties to law enforcement are definitely going to impact how a case is handled. The second bombshell for me that I haven't heard anyone talking about is that Patrick Clancy's mother, who also is a medical provider of some kind, someone look it up and put it in the comments, but exactly her practice is, but Patrick...
Because I'm not gonna Google... Yeah, she's like some sort of a medical provider. I don't know. You guys look it up. Let's just like put it in my comments.
There apparently was the person who referred Lindsay Clancy to Dr. Gelada, who was one of the providers who Lindsay saw in the midst, and I think that's the doctor who prescribed her Seroquel. It seems like Patrick Clancy and the Clancy family largely are perhaps better connected politically than any of us was aware of. That is really important to the handling of this case, the lack of investigation, etc. So tomorrow I think I'll make a video with my list that I've compiled of all of the inconsistencies that I have heard. So yeah, to all the people saying, I don't know why you're discussing this, she confessed, they investigated. In this house, ACAB, we do not trust the authorities. Justification. Have you guys heard of false confessions? Those exist. Have you heard of local corruption? That exists. If you can hear the fact of the case, you know that something is up. I'm not saying that Lindsay didn't kill her kids, and I'm not saying that Patrick did. What I'm saying is that something is up.
ACAB. Somehow, all right, she did it. She somehow tied it back to ACAB. So the lady herself is being manipulated, by the way, into confessing, I guess.
I wrote down what I think is the timeline of this Lindsay Clancy trial, because there's no way she could have physically done all of this to her children and done those acts to herself with her body temperature being as low as it was.
Huh? Look, not for nothing, I'm just saying, like, strangling a baby is not that tough. Can't possibly take that much time, can it? It's not The Rock. It's a baby.
No physical way. Unless the timeline that we're being told isn't the actual timeline, but like, I think the timeline begins. I wrote down what
everyone knows. You know what the nail in the coffin for Patrick is? Him not knowing his wife could not speak. He was interrupted. She fell out the window. He raced home. He raced home because he can't have her get away and he can't have her tell anyone what happened. He thinks she could speak. That's why the 911 call, he lets everyone know she said something. The girl can't speak. Everyone knows.
I don't even know what that means. I have a feeling this lady is drunk. I don't know if that's a beer can or... It's definitely not a Coke.
I have decided I'm going to send Lindsay Clancy a letter of encouragement.
Wait, I played this one, I think. Here is... Oh, okay. They found a smoking gun, you guys.
This TikToker just presented a compelling new theory that Patrick Clancy slammed the window shut on Lindsay Clancy's throat. And now she is trying to get a hold of Lindsay's lawyer because she believes that her new window slamming theory could explain Lindsay's crushed thyroid and the marks on her neck. She conducted an experiment where she physically tested this theory on a piece of steak in her own window. She wrapped a half-frozen steak with some paper and then slammed the window shut on it. She then unwrapped the steak to show that the quarter-inch marks on the steak were consistent with the marks that were on Lindsay's neck. Lindsay had...
Look at my true crimers, dog. This is what we're stuck with. It's women. Where's your husband? Where's your boyfriend? What are you doing? She's taking it out of the freezer, wraps it in literal paper, and tapes it with a painting tape.
No shut on it. She then unwrapped the steak to show that the quarter-inch marks on the steak were consistent with the marks that were on Lindsay's neck. Lindsay had multiple lacerations on the left and right sides of her neck and a deep cut on the right side of her neck. These wounds were described as relatively superficial and required limited treatment. There were no injuries to the front of Lindsay's neck, where you would expect to find them if she had done this to herself. If this new theory is true, that would mean that he tried 4 different methods to end Lindsay's life. First the medication, then her wrist, then the window on the throat, and then the fall. And she survived every one of them.
Gotcha.
This TikToker...
Okay, last tweet. Lindsay Clancy's case and Patrick Clancy. Like, something is so off about this case and it's so bothersome. How is this being orchestrated? Look at this. Look at his change of shoes in the surveillance videos between the locations. Why would he change his shoes? When you're out making random errands, anyone ask him this? No comments here. All right. Hey, well, after my Dallas rant, I got my main topic in, so there's that. Okay. I may be tuckered out, you guys. I don't know. I still have some topics, but... what time is it? Wah. Wah. You do a 2-hour stream. Yelling. There's one more. Kaya's vented out. I'm not vented out! I kind of want to keep going, but I'm also so tired and I have to pee again. And I feel bad because I feel like you guys are going to make fun of me for hydrating so much. You hate us, so you took it out on Kick viewers. Do a short one? Man. Real men hydrate. I got this new electrolyte powder that's almost all potassium. Helps you flush out sodium, basically. And I think I've been going a bit too much on it. Too hard on it. Bro, piss if you gotta piss. You know what? I like Big Milkus. He's right. I'm gonna piss, and then we're gonna do one last segment on these... I don't want to get bad. People on the subway. People. Who put the music on their speakers, and then I'll go to sleep, I think. Okay, gonna piss. Big piss guy now, huh? Shut up, Yennefer. Diabetic? His pee is sweet. Ew, piss eggs. Old man piss eggs? Fuck you, Maru. Thank you, Khazar Ahmed, for 500 bits. And I guess thank you, Penis Cheese, for 5 bits. 5 cents. Alright. How long is this? Let me see. Let me see if I can fast forward to the funny part. Okay. Show of hands. Who here agrees that if you are playing anything on speakerphone in public, you should be shot by Judge Dredd? I hope it's everyone. Teroro Gonzo says yes. Me. Penis Cheese, yes. Yennefer, yes. Yes, both hands up. Me. Deep Imperium, yes. Me. Everybody. Okay, I'm glad we all agree. So, the British wrote an entire fucking article from the BBC, by the way. Government funded. The BBC wrote an entire article on why playing shit on the speakerphone is actually kind of quote-unquote culture. Culture, just like in Dallas when the fentanyl zombies try to molest you and your wife and your children. It's culture, actually. Professor Orla Muldoon, sounds very British, the head of the School of Psychology at Queen's University Belfast, says people aren't necessarily being antisocial by sharing their music or conversation with strangers nearby. In fact, it could be the opposite. It is quintessentially social to play music and hope your peers appreciate that music, she says. She says, she does, she says. So, if there's some fent zombie on the bus with you, or on the sidewalk, passed out, or maybe even in your hotel lobby because maybe he got past the, 4 Nigerian bodyguards that are supposed to be guarding the fucking parking lot, and he's playing really, really loud music on a speakerphone passed out on the floor, that's actually him just sharing his music with you. That's culture. It's quintessentially social. Whatever your view on it, experts generally agree that loudcasting has already become ingrained. They're calling it loudcasting now, being an antisocial scumbag, being obnoxious. Oh. Okay, just don't look him in the eye. Don't look him in the eye. Okay, whatever. Just move past. Yeah, he's watching a TikTok with auto-tuned rap lyrics. Yes, he is. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, sweetie. That's called loudcasting now. You're loudcasting your SoundCloud rapper lyrics. In an effort to inject some perspective, Link shares paper he wrote, blah, blah, blah. He suggests of loudcasting that, quote, in 2 years' time, we're not going to worry about it, and that those ruffled by it will be more tolerant while offenders modify their behavior somewhat. The next time I sit through another auditory gauntlet on number 29, I will keep that in mind. You were seen as being vulgar and gauche to the highest degree, he says. Now if you get a call in a restaurant, it's no big deal. I think if you're in a loud phone call in the middle of a restaurant, you're still an asshole. Audio-triggered seat tasers. Time to patent it. I was thinking collars. Like you get your phone in general should just have like a decibel meter, right? If it detects, like AI. Okay, we can use Google Gemini or Anthropic Claude. If it detects that there's people around and your volume is above, 20%, Shrapnel shoots in your fucking face. Explodes like an airbag, almost. For the protection of everybody else around you. There was another one good snippet here. What is this? The cultural gap. Is this in here? While many dislike loudcasting, do some people find it more acceptable than others to play their phone out loud in public depending on their background? The 2022 Ofcom survey recorded statistics of people who loudcast by ethnicity. And it found higher proportions of people from non-white backgrounds said they watched videos in public without headphones. It found 43% of white respondents, 48% of people with an Asian background, 58% of black people, and 60% identifying as being from a minority ethnic background saying they did this. Though when it came to being annoyed by loudcasting, people of all backgrounds had strongly negative reactions, including 76% from Asian backgrounds, 73% of black respondents, 72% from a minority ethnic background, and 82% of white people. Which means, even though they're trying to dress this up in this BBC article as some sort of a multi-ethnic thing that just happens and is part of culture, you don't have to feel bad about this. It's not actually racist to be against this. Look, 76% from Asian people also get annoyed at this. 73% of black people, most black people even fucking hate this. 72% from a minority ethnic background, which in the BBC, I get. What would that be in the BBC? In the UK? Turks? Pakistanis? Literally anything. Everybody. This is the majority percentage of every race. Most people are still fucking angry at this. Nobody wants to hear your fucking SoundCloud rap or your TikTok video compilations that you're listening to. Which, again, brings me back to my starting topic today, which was my Dallas review. All of these people, and I'm going to include these people in the demographic of fentanyl zombies. You need to be shot. I'm sorry. Mandatory service, printing license plates on breaking rocks, or you get shot. You get the choice. It's not up to me. You get the choice. Because you have freedom. Because this is America. This is the BBC. It's not America, technically. I know what I'm... You get the point, though. Okay. I can tell I'm tired. I'm mush-mouthed. I think I screamed too much in the first hour of the show. Alright. Here's what we're gonna do, chat. Thursday, I'm gonna stream. And Thursday is also when we're gonna record the official podcast. I'm gonna pull some clips from the EDP documentary. And hello, Hiruko. Sorry. He says hello, but you're at the very end now. I'm tuckered out, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna call it a night here. I don't want to bore you guys with rambling that isn't interesting. Night, old man. Maru, I will kill you one day. Okay. Sleep well. Good night. Okay. You guys too. I will see you on Thursday. I had fun. So, there was a fun comeback stream. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the subs. Thank you, Atomic, and all of you guys. I will see you next time.